hope you don't hate me at the end of this. That would be awesome. Pretty much. Although, I trust you. I trust you. You should be fine. I trust you. I'm wearing heels. Wait. Yeah, I don't have the background on the presentation. So, anyway, welcome to my draft presentation. This is my way of doing a Vtuber debut without being ready for the Vtuber debut. Everything is an early stage. That's why it's the draft reveal, okay? It's the draft reveal. Things I'm good at and things I'm bad at, okay? Things I'm good and bad at. Thank you so much, by the way. I suck at all of these things. I'm bad at long projects. And all kinds of shit like that. Okay, so see all this stuff over here? All this stuff over here? This is like what being a VTuber is all about normally, right? Like you're supposed to do all of this stuff. Maybe not the last one. Like you're not supposed to do the last one, but it feels like sometimes you're supposed to do the last one too. But like I'm really bad at these things. And like okay, so what I'm good at is unhealthy behavior, right? So I can crunch shit in no time. Like I can crunch shit really well, and usually it ends up significantly more successful when I do crunch projects. I don't know why. There's just something about it, right? So anyway, I might as well show up on screen, right? I have a lot of hair. I have a lot of hair. It's pretty cool and stuff. Yeah. You can consider this avatar version 0.2. We're at like 0.2 maybe. So 0.5 will be probably by the end of next week, but like hey, whatever. Anyway, hi. Hello. I'm here. I'm wearing my hair and sleeves. That's right. This is me right now. Does this feel nostalgic to some of you? Have you seen me like 6 years ago going ha 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 to every joke in VRchat? It's a little inspired by that. Wee. Crazy, right? Do you think I look cute with these dead eyes? Let's talk about science together in a little bit, okay? Anyway, I'm lacking some titty, but I don't think you care, right? So this is supposed to reference my IRL hair. Again, all work in progress, but it is here. And it moves somewhat. The tips move. And it's big. It could be bigger, but it's big. I think my IRL hair goes like all the way over here, maybe sometimes, which is really funny. But yeah. Y'all are into flat, aren't you? Right? Do I know my own community? Are you into flat? Not everyone is into... honestly, like I am into huge sets personally, but like in the end, it's what is in your heart that matters the most. If you have big or small, it doesn't matter. In the end, we can get close, and I will prioritize your heart. Anyway, what is the saying again? If you're flat, you're closer to the heart. Anyway, this is a little thing. Do you want to know why I put this here? Let me tell you why I put this here, okay? The next slide is because I rewrote everything like yesterday and the day before. I rewrote everything about this stream and the debut and everything. I just decided that it wasn't good enough and just wanted to do it differently. And so that's why we're in this state, because I said, hey, let's just redo everything. Well, technically a lot of shit is still being reused, but like, And so the thing is that like, hey, I want to do this now. I don't want to wait another 2 weeks before I like show things off and such. I don't really want to do any of that stuff. I just want to be here. I want to be here with you. And so, pretty much this stuff. I'm not going to read out loud what you see on the screen because you can read. You can just read it. You can just read it. It's fine. Well, I stepped on something. Well, it hurts. Anyway, hi. I haven't streamed in weeks because I've been so fucking busy. um, can we have like hearts in chat? Can we have hearts? You need to stabilize my heart. I need to stabilize my heartbeat. I'm so nervous. I'm so excited. Can we have hearts in chat? Please. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Vrchat. Something I've been saying recently is like, oh my goodness. It's kind of a funny thing to say. Anyway, I don't know what next slide comes up, so I'm just gonna like prepare myself for the next thing I wrote. Alright. Thank you for the sub. God damn. Oh, we're going straight to the roadmap. Okay. So, I have a plan. I'm bad at planning and sticking to it, but I have a plan. That's a lot of subs. Wait. That stuff here, right? Is like what I'm vaguely planning to do, right? So I calculated my resources. And according to myself, I can do one major project or one crunch project per month. That's like my limit before like I get annoyed at everything, right? So like I have to do one a month, and that's as much. So I my plan is to do a lot of shit for 3 months, right? So I got a budget for 3 projects, right? So the first one, I'm not going to specify how to do it yet, but the first one's going to be visual, okay? So we want to have stream animations, layouts, video templates, and other things like that. All the visual stuff for the stream is going to be the first 2 weeks crunch, right? So that's going to be, I'm going to tell you what the visual information is, and I think you'll really like it when I explain it to you, okay? You're going to have to use your fucking imagination. Use your imagination. Your brain needs to be used in this particular. Anyway, next thing is gonna be story and like character design stuff. I think it's less important than the stream stuff because the stream stuff is what you actually interact with and stuff. You know, like see all the time. So like I think you'll be fine if I'm not perfect. You know. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong right now. Call me out, okay? Stomp on my face and call me fun names if I'm wrong. Okay, I was kind of bluffing. Like, I was hoping you would just say yes. Okay, cool. And the last one is gonna be all you, right? So I thought to myself, I'm pretty bad at doing this by myself behind the scenes. So do you wanna like experience with me what it's like to build like a VTubing career thingy? Like, what if I like shared everything with you? Usually when you watch a VTuber, they do these debuts and they're really cool and really well like organized and everything, which gives you like the element of surprise. But what if I gave y'all the opportunity to also be a part of the whole process from like beginning to middle to end, and allow you to see how things go, perhaps also influence where it's gonna go, and all of those things and such. Because I can't do that. I cannot do the preemptive debut thing and the whole. I'm really bad at it. So I work better with all of you. I work better by having you involved, and maybe we can build it together. Of course, if you give me weird suggestions, I'm gonna be like, ha ha ha, that's so cool, and then not listen to you. But but if there is like some solid shit, I will take it in account, of course. Um, but yeah, I think it'll be something that we can do where I can give it a shared experience with everyone. Yes. Mostly because I need you, and I am pretty bad at doing it by myself or even with a team. Like I have a team of people working with me, but even then I'm pretty bad at like holding back because I hate not talking to you by the way, you who is the sole responsible persons for my life and everything I do, and not including you feels fucking weird. And I want to include you. I want to include you. Oh my goodness. Anyway, ta-da. So I think the next thing is character stuff. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm gonna show character stuff, I think. Boom. Oh, this is main goals. Okay. Main goals. I have 2 goals for this year. 2 goals. Actually more for the next 3 months. I have 2 goals for the next 3 months. My first goal is to put some value on my name, ArtsyVRC, you know? So I want to introduce VR to more people. I want to spread fun VR stuff to more people. I would also love to have hip tracking. Hip tracking would be awesome. Could I have some hip tracking, please? That would be great. But yes, I want to show VR to more people. I have been playing VRChat for a long time now, and a lot of VR content has been either relatively okay or really negative. But I feel like the experience that I have in VR is still something not all that common, and I kind of want to show everyone more of my VR experience and perhaps introduce a lot of people to VR. Now, knowing me, I've been the horny fuck for a long time. Yes, I know. But that's not all I've ever been. I have been many things. I have been part of more technical stuff. I have been more on the comedy parts. I've been on the lewd parts. This part, I feel like I want to do more on the comedy end. I think it would be nice. I think I want to feel that feeling I felt back then when I was like, kind of like saying, hey, everyone, look at this thing called VR. I want you to come join. You can be in chat, or you can just join in desktop mode, or you know, if you have the income for it, maybe buy a VR headset and shit. And that would be really awesome. I want to help introduce VR to more people. I want to... VR has grown so much, but we're not there yet. I would love to spread VR more. That's one of my main goals for the next 3 months. I want to introduce VR to more people and make it like a fun experience so we can all enjoy each other and have a great time. Happy moments, you know, happy shit and stuff, you know? A lot of the comments I had over the years is that I introduced people to VR, and I was like, yo, that's really cool. Maybe we can do that more. I have a second goal, but let's talk about that a little later. Okay, let's talk about that one a little later. That's gonna be like the end of the video topic for a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, next. Ta-da! Ta-da! The actual thing. Ta-da! Wee! Oh my goodness! Look at that! Ooh! It's the thing. Everything I'm not talking about yet is crossed out. Okay, so here's the thing. Whoosh! I'm gonna get off camera. Here's the thing. Here's me. Here's also me. And to everyone's surprise, here's also me. There's 3 me's on the screen. It's pretty cool, right? 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 I think it's pretty easy to draw too. I'm not so sure. Like, it looks pretty simple to me, but like, I think that's kind of my intent. I want it to be like simple. Anyway, boom! Look at that. Look at this. It's cool, right? Right, right, right. So, here's like a thing down here. Here's a thing down here. Oh yeah, imagine like VR stuff, right? Imagine like VR stuff, but like, ooh, I have a mystical headset. And if I put it on your head, you could transfer it somewhere, like some shit like that. Anyway, I want to put a VR headset on your head. That's my goal. See how that aligns with the previous thing? Yeah. Anyway, it's a little bit on the nose, but yeah, the fun part here is that I think some of you know, but I used to actually do neuroscience in the real world for a little bit. But like just like in the story, I kind of got banned from the facility. Anyway, so my mad scientist passed aside. No, I never graduated, so it was an interesting time, and I wanted to emphasize a bit on that with this character, and I wanted to link back into my older characters as well. So the way it's gonna work is, let me tell you about the visual language I want to pull for you, right? So the reason why this character is different is because it's supposed to represent a closer version of IRL me than any character before it. Whether it's my hair or part of the color of my skin and other things like that. This character has a lot of aspects of me that I think go further than any other main character has done before. With that, I feel the desire to connect to my other characters as well. So you can imagine a starting soon screen or notifications being me putting on the VR headset and transforming into all of my old characters. Alien, Mucubus, the purple demon from back then, the latest purple characters, all the characters that I've ever have, all the characters you've ever seen me will come back for this season, okay? So all of my characters will be back in this season in all the media that we will be producing for this stream. All the transformation sequences will be all of the characters thus far. Well, all of the main characters, not all the side characters, that would take forever. But yes, we're going to be doing all of the main characters, and we're making them all a coherent part of me, which is true. That's how it actually is. I put on the VR headset and I become all of these other characters, right? That is the story. That's the story. Mm-hmm. You notice the Half-Life slippers? Yes! Hell yeah. So this is pretty like lol XD. I have a little question mark next to human because I have an anime angle to the character. Now, it wouldn't be fun if I was just an ordinary human. It would just simply not be that interesting, in my opinion. I do like a little bit of spice and a little bit of scary stuff and monster stuff here and there. So, I told you that I decided to rewrite everything like a day or two ago, but there is an original version of this, which is still relevant as a corrupted version of me. You see, this was more what was going to happen before this rewrite. There are some eldritch inspirations happening on the screen. Now, I'm not saying that these are completely gone. They might be in a future story update, more relevant then. But for now, let's just say that I wrote a thing here. This is the thing here. You can read it, right? This is a story I read some time ago about what we were basing this corruption on and such. And I read of a story of a creature that was manipulating scientists to bring the doom of humanity with all their inventions and such. And so I thought to myself, oh, that seems fun. Maybe I should be a corrupted one, you know? Originally, I was gonna be the creature, but this time I'm gonna be one of the corrupted scientists instead. That's more of the rewrite, by the way. So, a funny look. I do like how it is. As for how relevant the tentacles will be in the near future, that will be for us to figure out together as I show you the process of us thinking through all of these projects. Okay? Cool stuff, alright? Cool stuff, alright? You like this stuff, don't you? This in particular, right? I know how your brain works. The pose, the look, kind of thing, you know? I know how your brain works. This is what you're into, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I got a lot more of this coming up, by the way. In one way or another. I have a lot more of this coming up. Okay. Let's see what the next slide is about. I actually don't know either. Showing VR to everyone, I kind of like already mentioned this, but I want to do this very much. I want to do something nice for myself and for what I think is a really fun experiencing VR. I think this will be a really nice mission to have. I think this will be a really fun mission to have, yeah. So, I would like to do community events where we we expect to introduce new people to VR chat or other VR games and such. Make it really fun and such. I don't want to solely base it off horny content. I know that a lot of things I did was mostly horny and such for a long time. But I feel like a variation is fun. Like, I'm still me. I'm not going to change how much I enjoy going, I never fucking do that, by the way. I don't know why I said that way. Please erase that from your fucking memory. Anyway, yes, I kind of want to like balance that shit a little bit, okay? But I do intend to do collabs with other VTubers now. I am doing this thing, okay? I'm gonna grab you. I am going to leave my room and talk to people. Okay, fine. Fine. I'm going to leave my room and talk to people. Fine. I have been avoiding talking to other content creators for like fucking 5 years now. like I don't know. When did I stop talking to creators? Like 4 years ago, 3 years ago or something. And I just like left all of the creator spaces and like literally never talked to anyone ever again. I'm like, okay, there is a limit to how much I can survive on my own. I've done pretty well so far, but maybe, potentially, hypothetically, theoretically, maybe I should hang out with some people. Okay, just a tiny bit, like a little bit, like a mid. Okay, I'll do more than a little bit. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I just gotta help me, like, deal with any like problems that come up. Like, I'll survive. Help me bring more people to VR. Yeah. I shouldn't read what's on the screen. Next. Okay, we're at this part. Okay. It's time for a vibe switch. Okay, so I crossed out some information on all of the plates, panels, and such, because I was gonna build up to this a tiny bit. Like 5 years ago, I was more interested in like making the content and hang out with everyone. But 5 years ago, when I came out as trans and I said, "Yeah, let's focus on the content," that's not what happened. that's not what happened whatsoever, right? So, I thought, I guess let's talk about this instead. I have a little something to mention. So back then, this was like my femboy era, okay? And it ended in there. And this was my trans era until now. Pretty much. So I'm kind of like not trans anymore. Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. Okay. But pretty much. Yeah. Okay. That's the thing that I want to say. Not really doing that anymore. I have my reasons. I have my reasons. But I feel like I tried my best for 5 years straight. I tried my best. I tried to get where I wanted to be. And I found satisfaction in androgyny. And I didn't find satisfaction as being trans compared to being satisfied as androgyny. So I think I'm good. I think I'm done trying to push it any further for myself. There is also something else, which oh, my display updated. No, I can't see anything anymore. OBS, thank you. So there's another thing about that, which is that I currently... Okay. Back then, this femboy stuff, I actually described it a very specific way. I was a lot more interested in being feminine. And one of the things I noticed is that I don't fit in with any of the guys. I don't fit in with the bros. I don't talk the same way. I don't play the same games. I just don't know how to or feel that way. And I never have. And that hasn't changed at all. I don't think I'll ever be like one of the bros in any way and form. But that being said, I feel like the way I described femboy in 2019 and 2020 kind of aligns with what I feel right now, actually. Which is that I like being really feminine and my mannerisms and everything match that. And so I thought to myself, maybe I should pick that up again. 'Cause that's what I tried to do back then. And, well, it has to do with the next part of the story, which is that I probably am going to use this again to describe myself. Although I have a lot of asterisks, actually. I love a lot of asterisks because I realized that I don't actually really relate to a current common perception of the term femboy, which brings me to the second goal that I had written earlier. This is gonna be the scary part. Okay, I don't want to step on too many toes. It's gonna be the scary part. The perception of femboy. Hi. I asked around for the last half year what people thought about the term femboy, and about most people were kind of concerned. It did feel to me like a lot of femboy spaces were unwelcome to women, which made it kind of awkward for me to be there because I generally spend most of my time with women. So, and I've never really been part of the guys before. So I never really understood how to really go around this, and especially back then I kind of felt out of place in femboy rooms. Again, I'm not telling anyone who is or isn't a femboy. not trying to cause any problems in that sense. But I kind of want to be a bit forward this time with what I perceive is, I guess, my version and my experience of what femboy could be. And I don't feel like it's about thigh highs or things like that, although thigh highs are cute. I feel like I really like to emphasize on the little things, the way we talk, the way we like to prefer to interact, the things we find important, the emotional awareness, the sensitivity in our personalities and such. And so one of the first things that people gave me as concern is that if I were to call myself a femboy, would the space around me become less friendly to them? Like I said, I hang out mostly with women, but I don't see many women in femboy spaces. I think I would like to be a change in that. And I don't usually like influencing things, but I feel kind of motivated to try. So, click. I want to try to influence the perception of what a femboy is. Is that okay? Am I allowed to do that? That's my question to you. Am I allowed to do this? Am I allowed to do this? My streams and myself has always been about self-expression. I wanted to make spaces that are welcome, regardless of how you identify, regardless of what you do or don't believe in. That is not at all what I think about. I wanted to have a space where we can all have fun together. And there is no room for anyone who actively despises anyone else from any other label that generally doesn't cause any harm. There's no room for that. I do not want to be in a space that is unfriendly to women, and I will pretty much do everything in my power to prevent that from happening and make sure that whoever is more or less interested in me now is not someone who, I guess, has that stereotype. So that's something that's been on my mind for a long time. I guess I want to bring back some of the magic, like where we're all having fun together. We're all enjoying each other. Nobody was clashing beliefs or things like that. It wasn't about that. It was maybe not out in the open, maybe in private it was happening all the time. I don't know, but now is a different time. It's 2026, and maybe more is possible. Am I naive? Perhaps I'm extremely naive and offensive right now. I don't really know if I am. I don't intend to be. But I feel like this is kind of like what I don't feel like I'm crazy. So yeah. And if you want to know, one of the things about transitioning that never worked for me was that I needed to go somewhere. I needed to reach a destination. I wasn't able to be satisfied with just my feelings. I needed to reach further and actually live the full experience, not as a trans woman, but as a woman, right? Because those are different experiences when you walk on the street and people react to you and people look at you and such. You get different experiences immediately. I made the most curated spaces, the most welcoming groups, the most LGBT-friendly spaces I could ever find on the internet. I made them myself. Everyone was great with each other. And no matter what I did, I never lost this feeling that I needed to do more. And that's a me thing. perhaps I'm a bit, maybe I just wasn't able to simply do things based on my feelings. It's hard for me to do something because I feel a certain way. I need to do something that brings it more into the physical space for myself, not based on what I feel, I think. Does that make any sense? And that's not how it works for other people. And that's okay. You are not me. I am not you. We are all very different people in our very different experiences, and I enjoy watching other people go through their experience, having a great outcome, being happy with family and friends, making things work for themselves. I get so delighted to see people make things work for themselves, regardless of what that is. It's not about what is more or less true or false in the world. It's more about being happy. Being happy is so important. Being happy is so important, you know? Right? Did I say that properly? I hope I said that properly. Okay. So, it's a femboy neuroscientist. It's a femboy neuroscientist. Is a family neuroscientist. And hold up, let me clarify something else. Here's the pronoun thing. You can assume that I am more like an any person, like based on the context of something. I like someone reacting to me, and their first impression of me is how they use their pronouns or my pronouns. I like that. I'm fine with that. It's totally fine. If they say he, if they say she, if they say I don't know what, I'm okay with that, because I like to get direct feedback of what my experience is. And this is a me lifestyle thing, because I am someone that specifically goes out of their way to talk to strangers and to be in strange locations. I go out of my way all the time to be in public eye in some way and form. So for me, it's a very different experience from being, let's say, in a curated LGBT space all the time. I'm not. I'm always with random people and strangers and such, pretty much. So I like to get feedback of how they perceive me by taking a look at how they first call me. Do they call me he? Do they call me she? Do they call me they? Or what do they call me? How do they react to me? I like that. I really like that. And I've been doing this for about like almost a year now, I think. And it's really it's been fun for me, just having assume as my pronouns and such. So that's just kind of like how I have been living my life. To make it easier, it will be like any pronouns for anyone else that's interested in that. But for me, I like the direct feedback that I get from people. I am literally a person that talks to people for a living, okay? Like that's all I do. That's all I do. Day in, day out. I talk to people, or I'm in Blender and Unity. I need this sort of thing. I need this sort of thing, me personally. And I don't think this is a good reference for anyone else, right? So please don't look at what I'm doing and be like, oh, that's something I should do because I'm the same. It's like, if you have the same lifestyle, maybe, but I'm not so sure if that's the case, right? Please make up your own mind for your own life. I'm not trying to make anyone be like me, okay? But I guess that's almost, what's the word? Is that hypocritical to say because I just threw out a slide that I want to try and influence people a bit? Yeah, I guess that's a little bit hypocritical, right? I guess, I don't know, can you decide for me? Right? Wait. So that's kind of like my presentation. Right? So I guess it's more like an elevator pitch. Like I'm kind of like pitching this idea to you that we can, one, be more in VR together and do more VR experiences together, and two, bring more new people to VR with us. I presented a bunch of my character ideas, some of the lore ideas, and the roadmap to get there. So I would love to develop this character, this visual identity, this new era with you rather than without you, where instead of a normal VTuber interaction where you're secluded from the developer process, I want to create like a channel where you can actively see the process of everything that's happening. That would be really awesome, I think. Don't whatever. Anyway, and a little extra. I think that you have shown me that life can be lived in such an extraordinary way that I'm allowed to do crazy things like this and be okay at doing that. Like, yeah. And I feel like without you, I would not have the energy or the brain or the stability to be able to do any of this. So thank you very much. I want to value your time more. I felt really bad being away from you for so long, doing my own things and solving my things. But remember that time where I showed you what I'm bad at? I spent the last year and a half trying to get rid of those bad habits. And I succeeded. I succeeded at getting all of the things I'm bad at out of my work process, out of my daily life. So, yeah. I'm still Nia. I'm still Nia. You can call me Nia or Artsy. You can call me she, you can call me he, you can call me whatever you want. I don't want to see anyone fighting in chat over what to call me. I don't want to see anyone fighting in chat over what I am or what I'm not. I want everyone to have a good time together. Focus on what matters. I think what matters is that we can play VR together. We can have fun memories together. We can go home after a day of work to have fun, not to be angry at the internet. You know what I mean? I don't want anyone fighting each other anymore. Okay? Ta-da! Presentation over.